All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Get a Clue podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre Boychuk, and I'm here with my co host, Chase Arnold. We got a special episode today. We got our first guest on today. Um, I'm going to introduce him here. He's a alumni of the Estevan Bears Midget AAA team, an alumni of the Melville Millionaires of the SJHL. He hails from Crave Chin, Saskatchewan. Welcome to the Get a Clue podcast, Tucker Buhay.
Thanks for having me, boys.
What's up?
It's an honor.
That's where
honor.
we need. That's where we need Riverside.
Yeah, we need the clapping. Tucker's here. I mean, he's here with me. DeAndre is not here because he was too scared of him, but this will work, obviously. This is going to be good. I mean, Tucker's obviously super excited. He's going to be famous after this because, like, no one knows who he is.
But how happy you look right now.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, I am too. Tuck, how you doing today? I haven't seen you for a bit. What's new? What's exciting? What's going on?
Great. Been slowly working every once in a while and playing hockey here in Lumsden, which is hockey. It's a fun time.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a bit about how playoffs are going for you, your season and stuff? I forgot to mention in the intro too, Tuck is the reigning QV. There might be another V in there. I might be forgetting how the league goes. HL Rookie of the Year.
That's right.
So shout out that.
Yeah, no, it's been a great year, honestly, so far. It's super fun to play senior in Lumsden. It's a great time. It's we didn't really have much competition this year, but playoffs just started for us. We just had game 1 against Balcarres, 6-5 win. Play tomorrow in Lumsden.
And they also whooped the shit out of your Davidson team there, so.
Oh yeah, provincials. We are just past second round. Play Redverse now. Beat Davidson in a 3-game series, and then rinsed Kindersley 9-3 first game, 10-0 second game. Yeah, she's been pretty good.
How's Redverse looking? Are they lined up decent or not bad?
Yeah, they got a couple of studs on their team, like probably Turner McMillan. They got Turner McMillan on their team.
Yeah.
Riley Nivens. They got 2 studs on their team that are kind of leading the way, but yeah, it took down Big Round Lake. So
shout out Riley Niven, RHA alumni.
Yeah, me and Tucker actually played hockey last night together. He played goalie, and I played player.
That's nasty.
And we got absolutely steamrolled.
I'm sore today.
And Tucker's hurting. I mean, I did not want to be him. I mean, so many 3-on-0s. I was starting to feel bad, but.
Yeah, there's not much you can do on a 3-on-0. That's just a groin ripper too, eh?
Oh my God, is it ever? I thought I stretched good enough before the game, but no.
I know where to shoot on Tucker now. His 5-hole is a liability. I think 95% of the goals that went in were in his 5-hole.
Yeah, there was like 2 of them that weren't.
Yeah, but
you're giving away his weaknesses. This guy's going to be the Lumsden goalie next year.
Good. I hope not. I really hope not. I really hope not. But
can score goals, can't fucking save them though.
That's right. That's right.
But start off the interview. Just kind of going right back from the beginning. Why don't you tell everyone kind of when you started skating, what got you into hockey, if it was your parents that were playing and got you into hockey, or if it was something else, and just kind of your beginning.
All right. Well, I started skating around 3 years old, just in a small town here in Craven, and I don't know. We got a small little curling rink that took skating lessons in and everything. And then after that, joined up with LBMHA and played hockey ever since then. And then, went on to move away from home when I was 16 years old. Just moved back. And, it was a fun experience, fun time. Hockey is super fun back in the day.
Yeah, me and Tucker were former teammates for 2 years.
Just
a year?
Just one.
Oh, I was dreaming about that other news.
Just one.
Was hoping for one more.
Yeah, nice try.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask more about like what it was like going to play Prairie Storm.
Going to play Prairie Storm. Okay.
Like after that Lumsden AA year,
Yeah.
you went and played Prairie Storm. What was that like?
So I played, that would be my Bantam AA year. So I played 2 years in Prairie Storm. It'd be 13, 14-ish years. And I ended up going to Martin, which is a school in the city, in grade 9. It was awesome school. Great. They have a great hockey program and like sports program that they put on there, where it's like you do school for the first three classes of the day, and then you go on to go do like your workouts, and like you go and skate for the rest of the day and stuff like that, which was awesome for me. And then I had a couple buddies that also went to the school, and it's easier for my parents to carpool and stuff like that, so they couldn't get off work early enough for me to get there, so it was easy for them to carpool and get to town. There's lots of fun though. Prairie Storm, that's your draft years and everything like that, so they have a really good program there. Mike Damali's head coach. He's a stud. So yeah.
Yeah, before we go too deep into like the draft and all that kind of stuff, like your Bantam years and players there, I just kind of want to back it up a bit. Obviously, those younger years, kind of 8 years old to, I guess, Bantam, you played, obviously, I'm assuming you played spring hockey, and I was just kind of curious about the brick tournament, if you tried out at all. I think your younger brother um, was on the squad or tried out for the squad, so I was just kind of curious. Well, yeah, your spring hockey coming up. Maybe some players that you played with and against in those times, and yeah, I remember playing in those tournaments myself. That's where you see a lot of the nasty studs from across Canada. So
Yeah. So I played for the SOSAS Selects, is a team based out of like Pilot Butte, and we went. We were a really good team. We had lots of good studs, but we won. We went to a lot of different tournaments and stuff like that. I know we did Calgary. We did a Kelowna trip a couple of times. Edmonton, Winnipeg. Lots of big tournaments, and that was honestly probably the most fun time to play hockey. It was in the spring, just because you get to travel around, you get to hang out in the hotel room with the boys, have some fun, and no, I still, even to this day, I still talk to a lot of them. We're still great buddies. Like even being done in whenever SOSAS folded, I still talk to a lot of my buddies, and then after they folded, I joined the Junior Pats program, which was a 1-year deal. And then after that, a bunch of the parents on the team kind of got together and made their own program called the Junior Cougars. We were coached by the assistant coach of the women's team of the Cougars, the women's Cougars team, Regina Cougars, Paige Payette.
oh,
And that was a lot of fun. We won pretty much every tournament we entered in, honestly. It was really good. We went to Minneapolis twice for those tournaments. Yeah. And won the Winnipeg tournament 2 years in a row. Won the Regina tournament and everything like that. Yeah, no, it was lots of fun. Spring League is, for players that are coming up, definitely invest in Spring League. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely worth your time.
So that Cougars program, I just want to ask, was that kind of set up through the university as well, or was it just like kind of the parents got it together with the players and then just had that coach come in sort of thing? 'Cause that's interesting. I didn't know that was a program for a bit.
Yeah, so it was kind of just like my age group kind of thing, like all my buddies. And it was more the parents set it up, and they had a contact with the coaches of the Cougars, and they asked if anybody wanted to join and coach this. And Paige said that she would love to coach, and her husband, Nolan Sandful, came and helped out, and technically assistant coach kind of thing. And yeah, it was lots of fun.
Yeah, that would have been sweet. Like you said, with that team, you won the Winnipeg tournament twice. That's like the best tournament you can win, that Team North America Classic or whatever it
Yeah.
is. So that's nasty.
Yeah, that was a good tournament. We had lots of WHL guys. Pretty much everybody went on to play major, junior, or junior A, except for a couple.
Do you remember kind kind of who was the best player maybe you played against in those spring tournaments, or kind of a couple players that you could highlight?
Um,
Like I remember we had to play a Winnipeg, or it was a Team Manitoba team one time, and Eric Alari was on the squad. I think we got roasted like 28-0. And then the same tournament we had to play Team Pacific against Logan Stankoven, and that was also absolute hell.
yeah, well,
I don't know if you remember anything like that. I guess if you guys were winning, you might have had all the nasty players on your
Who
team.
was the best player you played with?
who's the best player that I've ever played with?
Or maybe in that age group.
Yeah, just in spring for now. We'll kind of maybe once we get up there.
So I played with during the brick tournament. I didn't make the brick team, but I made the pre-brick. It's what it's called before. The it was the age group before you go to the brick, kind of just like a trial run. And I played with like Kevin Korchinski. He was on my team, and who else? Like Jet Larson and Hunter Mayo and Kyron Gronick. All those big major junior names kind of thing. And yeah, it was lots of fun playing with them, and they're great guys. Like Korch, I know he's playing in the NHL right now, and big beauty. Like, love the guy.
Yeah, I was curious. Do you still talk to him at all?
To Korch?
Yeah.
No.
Not really?
No.
Fair.
I don't talk to him. We weren't, because he's from Saskatoon kind of thing, so I don't know. The North guys and the South guys never really got along much.
Rivals.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. I was just curious.
Yeah, and then I guess after those spring years and kind of those younger years, like you were talking about your Prairie Storm years, why don't you kind of talk about those 2 years you spent there? You kind of talk about how great the program is a bit, but maybe kind of talk about some of the players you played with there, played against. Yeah, maybe some just fun memories there too. Maybe you got a couple of funny stories that you can tell us.
All right. Bantam, it's a fun. Bantam AA is a fun league. You get to travel lots. It's your first time experiencing like bus trips and stuff like that. And we weren't the greatest team. We were probably middle of the pack kind of team. I had like Matthew Perkins was on the team. Jacob Ziegler. Matthew Perkins plays NCAA now. He's probably I think he's the only one that's really made it far with hockey. But I played against players like Dylan Ernst, Ty Spence, who he led the league in points and goals. He had like more goals than the guy next to him points. So, and he's a Regina Pat, or he was a Regina Pat. So, and then we had to travel lots for practices since there's lots of guys out of Lumsden and Pilot Butte, and like we had a couple guys from Fort Capel and stuff like that. So we practiced in Pence every once in a while. Practiced in Fort Capel like once or twice, but most of our practices were based off of in Balgoni. But yeah, a good story that I got is we showed up to Pence pretty early the one time, and we had one of the guys. He was getting ready. He's like just taking off his stuff to get ready to go, and I remember we got him to go pick something up or something like that, and with the sock tape, we got to go all the way around his sock tape and trapped his body, so he was just like limped down, and then we dropped him on the ground and hog tied his legs to his legs to his. It's kind of cruel saying it now, but it was so funny at the time.
I'm sure he was having a blast too.
Oh yeah, he's a big beauty about it and everything. And we did one big tournament, or both years. We did both the tournament in Kamloops. I forget what it's called, but the one year we didn't make it very far, and then the next year we made it to like the semi-finals in the B side and lost out. But being in Kamloops with the boys there is just awesome. Like we go on like walking trips to like Tim Hortons and stuff like that because I don't know, to start a snowball fight or something like that, you know?
Exactly.
It was so long ago that I can't really remember fun stuff.
Fair.
But that was the one.
It's hard to recall.
That was the one time that I can recall.
Yeah.
hog tying the guy just with sock tape.
Probably never done that again. Eh?
No.
I always found it so like fascinating that like that was the avenue for like higher level players like from around here and from other places like to go to Prairie Storm. Like I just thought that was a really cool avenue for people to go to. Like just players can develop there, and like you think about all those players you played with and against and where they ended up, and it's just cool to see like a lot of those guys end up like going higher levels too.
Yeah, like our Lumsden Bantam AA group or organization for the Lumsden Bantam AA got shut down. So
Yeah.
it's kind of everybody, if they wanted to play high level hockey, you had to go to Balgonie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Play there.
Yeah. Any listeners that aren't from Sask, if you're listening from outside the country or anything like that, or outside the province, in the Bantam AA League in Sask, you kind of got to just play or try out for the closest team to you. You don't really get a choice, and then the cities are kind of closed off as well. So, yeah,
Yeah, let's go more
just
into his draft year there, the dub draft year. I know you had a pretty good year that year. What did that, 2019?
Yeah, it would have been 2019-ish.
2018, 2019 season maybe? Maybe the year before? Something like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
2019 draft.
Yeah, being a smaller player, I didn't expect to be like I wasn't very tall, didn't weighed probably fucking a buck.
$100 soaking wet maybe.
Yeah. But no, I put up quite a bit of points. I think I was second on our team in points, and I didn't get drafted or anything like that, which was kind of
It was definitely a surprise for people like.
For some people, it was a surprise.
Yeah, like you were smaller, but we would see smaller guys get drafted, and kind of like I know like we don't really talk about this now, but back then it was like surprising to see, like even if you went late. You know, I definitely thought like there was a lot of people that believed he was going to be drafted, and I thought you did too. Like
yeah, I thought
at the time.
I thought I was going to, honestly, but I had my doubts just because smaller guy. But I didn't put up the greatest points, but I was put up pretty good points that year, and but that's not all they look for. So
Fair.
Yeah, being a smaller guy, you got to play with a lot of body, a lot of heart. So.
Yeah, then kind of after that draft, you come play with me in Lumsden for 1 year, and then go to Estevan the year after. Just kind of wanted to ask, what was kind of the selection process like choosing Estevan? Why did you choose to go there? Yeah, they were a newer team too at the time. I can't remember if it would have been if you would have joined their first year, maybe their second year, but yeah, just kind of walk us through that and kind of that summer and whatnot with the tryouts and everything leading into your first major AAA season.
Okay. Well, my first midget season, I tried out for the Pat C's, Regina Pat Canadians, and I made it to like their blue and white game and everything like that. And then I had a chat with the coach and everything, and he pretty much said I was too small to play in the league and that I'll be a great player in midget AA in Lumsden. So then I was like, I just decided to go back to school in Lumsden and hang out with my friends and have a good time with you. And midget AA was probably one of the funnest years of hockey I've ever played, with the parties and just carpooling with the boys and everything like that, not having your license.
Yeah.
But yeah, then after I had a pretty good season in midget AA, not being one of the shittier teams because we were pretty bad that year, but and then I seen that Estevan was having a new team, and I was like, yeah, what, we can try it. And one of my buddies is also signed there, Zayden. And I was like, yeah, let's try it. And so I went and tried out, and after the first day, they asked me if I wanted to sign there, and I said, yeah, let's do it. It's their first time in the league, and they needed a couple extra guys. So I came on and ended up being an assistant captain it was COVID year though, so we only played 8 games. But for those 8 games, I was running second or third line time, and yeah, it was shitty time being COVID and all, but it was fun just practicing and hanging out, getting to know like the lumps or not Lumpson, Estevan feel for next season and stuff like that. So yeah, and then my last year at Estevan, it's a great time, super fun. Loved living in Estevan. I led the team in points. I got leading point scorer of the team, and we weren't very good either because it's still a rebuild. You got it's your second time in the league, and you got to build to that point. So I feel like we laid down a pretty strong foundation in the first 2 years to now they're in the playoff seed and they're doing really well this year. They're in fourth place, and yeah, they great town to play hockey in.
Yeah, I wrote down some of Tucker's stats from that last year. He had 20 goals, 20 assists in 41 games, which led your team, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. I remember one thing I really remember when he played in Estevan, I always watched a lot of his games. He'd send me highlights or whatever, but I watched him play against the Pat C's, which the coach told me was too small. And I just remember he absolutely laid their biggest guy out. I don't know if you remember that or not, but he tried to hit Tucker, and Tucker kind of reverse hit him and just flattened him. And I was like, I definitely thought you played harder against them that game. Just like,
Yeah,
I knew you played
it was
them
definitely
more
a
times,
revenge.
but it definitely, I could tell like you wanted to show them that they messed up. And I mean, when I watched that game, I could tell like he was better than more than half of that Pat C's team. And it was definitely just kind of a laughing moment for me, just that the coach probably regretted not taking him that year before.
Yeah, being a smaller player, so I had to play with a lot of physicality in my game, and I feel like I brought that to the team a lot. Like I know I wasn't the biggest guy on the team at all. I wasn't even close, but yeah, I definitely hit the most. I definitely was in the corners and causing havoc 24/7.
When do you think that switch happened for you, like as a smaller guy? Because I
Why?
remember when we were younger, you were definitely like more skilled and
Yeah.
physical. But like, do you think it changed when you got to that AAA level?
I,
Or
I it changed after that first year, those cage rages in the locker room that
Oh,
toughened you up.
100%.
yeah, toughened him up, eh?
Yeah. Well, after getting cut from the C's and everything, I just had to bring another level to my game with them telling me like I'm small and I can't do it. But I showed them, and I was in the gym and I was working out, and I wanted to get there. So, and I just had to add that extra thing to my game where I start playing with physicality and hitting guys and not getting off the puck as much.
Yep.
Yeah, then obviously, like you said, you kind of took that growth, and in that last year, going spoke point a game, really physical. Kind of, when did Melville approach you in that process? And was it kind of a tryout thing, or did you sign pre-hand type of a deal, or kind of take us through that process as well?
So with Melville, it was kind of weird for me, honestly. So I actually got listed with them during my first year of Estevan at tryouts. So at tryouts, there was one of our assistant coaches was a scout for Melville, and then so I guess they listed me with Melville because I was with Humboldt before. After the draft year, I went to Melville or Humboldt camp, and they said they were listing me and everything. So I was like, okay. So then I went to go to Estevan, and I guess they said that they didn't even tell me they listed me until like halfway through the season when I was chatting up with coaches and everything like that. They're like, yeah, we listed you during tryouts this year. We thought you had a great tryout, and we want you to bring that kind of physicality and kind of fast play that you play like to our team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then coming to the end of my first year in midget, I had a chat with one of their head scouts, and he was asking me how I was looking forward to coming to camp, and if I came to camp, if I wanted to stay in Melville for that season. But since playing midget, I only played 7 games. I told him that I just really wanted to stay in midget and just play my high school, play for the midget AAA SFAM Bears, and he respected that decision. And he was like, yeah, no, that's fair. I feel like you could develop a lot there, but I feel like you could develop more here in Melville. But I ultimately chose to stay in Estevan for another year, which was good. And yeah, it was a super fun year. Estevan was a lot of fun.
Mhm. Oh, I wasn't sure if Chase had a question. It
Oh,
looked like you had something like
no,
coming
no,
off the
no.
tip
Go
of your
ahead.
tongue.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just kind of before we get too deep into the SJHL talk, I just kind of want to just go a little bit back to midget AAA. Just if you kind of want to talk about maybe some of the players that you played against in this league, it's probably would have been when you seen some of the best players that you would have played against. I'm
Yeah,
assuming, and yeah, if you want to just take us through that and that experience playing against some of those guys.
it's definitely like super high level hockey, and it's like go, go, go 24/7 every day. Um, excuse me. Um, uh, but yeah, playing, I think you play 44 games, 46 games nowadays, something like that. But yeah, lots of the guys were very skilled. And like I played against like guys like household name, you'll probably know Berkeley Catton. He was probably the number one overall pick of WHL and everything like that. He played for the Contacts, Saskatoon. He was probably the top player that I played against in my 2 seasons of playing there. He was very good coming back from I forget what school he played before, but he played for some school with a couple other top
Shattuck.
guys. Yeah, Shattuck probably. And then he just ultimately chose to come play back in midget AAA in Saskatchewan here. So yeah, he's probably the best guy that I've played against.
You lit him
Yeah,
up
you
too, right?
I fucking killed him. It was a 5-on-3 power play, and I just chose to just kill him. They scored, but
you, you kind of touched on it a bit, but like you said, it's a busy schedule. Playing 44, 46 games a year, especially that first year during COVID. Kind of, how was the adjustment like moving away from home, especially to kind of a bit more intense schedule and trying to balance still school, but being able to kind of play at the top of your game as well.
yeah. So my first season was kind of, it was easier because you didn't have as you had 7 games. That was it, and I was coming home every weekend, and that's kind of like how I held on so much. I think it's because I was coming home every weekend. You didn't have games or anything like that, but it was much easier to stay in school and like keep your mind in school in the first year compared to the second, where I fell way behind. Where it was like you were either playing hockey or you didn't want to, or you're in school. Like we practiced in the morning at like 7 a.m. in the morning, and then you go to school after. And it was hard to do your homework after because after you just kind of wanted to hang out with the boys and I don't know, shoot shit and have some fun and I don't know, live your life kind of thing. But falling behind in school was definitely a big thing that I fell short of, and I wasn't the best at school, but I kind of riled it in at the end of the season, and I was like, okay, it's time to grind for school and stuff like that.
Yeah, somehow they let him graduate. I'm not sure how, but
Oh yeah.
somehow he snuck through. um, yeah, I think yeah, it's got to be tough. I mean, I'm so glad I never had to deal with that. Like, school is hard enough as is, so to have hockey going on like literally 16 hours of the day almost, like yeah, that would be so hard to keep up.
Yeah, like bus trips, you bring your laptops on the bus, and I know my last semester in um, was pretty much all online school. So it was like a lot of I pretty much stayed home in my bed and just did online school or like tried to do my best in it because you're online, you're not you have to do it, but like it's kind of like a time not time sensitive. So
Yeah.
I fell behind and eventually got caught up. But yeah, a lot of bus trips with the computer out for long times and stuff like that.
So coming into the SJ, going to Melville, I bet it was probably a big relief. You kind of just get to focus on hockey. School's not kind of done high school now. It just kind of, yeah, you just got hockey to focus on. So that was probably a nice switch, eh?
It was. it was quite relieving coming in, but still living like 3 hours away from your home, and it's a lot more hockey, like a lot more hockey. Like you're gone for weeks at a time on road trips, and definitely takes a toll on your body. And you're at the rink all day, pretty much every day. Um, but then you do get like the times to hang out with the boys, and like you get like the couple hours in between sessions to hang out with the guys and stuff like that, which is awesome. Especially me living out on a farm. I lived out on a farm like half an hour outside of Melville, 15 minutes outside of Melville, which was awesome for me because I loved it a lot. But just being 15 minutes out of town and like having to rush in for practice and stuff like that is tough. Like you waking up earlier, you gotta stay in town extra, eat supper at different billet houses and stuff like that because you just can't leave the city, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be hard to find a routine when you're waking up early and then going out to practice, and then after the game or after practice or whatever you got going that day, you're kind of finding out what you're doing after, finding a spot to eat, and
Yeah,
whatever you got to do after. And yeah, it's got to be tough without a like consistent routine like that.
it was very tough. Like I spent most of my time with my buddy Caden Jury. He we hung out a lot of times. He played also in Estevan with me, so I knew him really well. And we played a lot of spring together too, so we were already really good buddies. And yeah, so I stayed at his house most days until it was like time to head home for bed and then wake up in the morning. But yeah, we had lots of Subway, lots of McDonald's at his house, and then his billets also like came and made me lots of food too, which was awesome. So yeah.
Dope.
For any maybe younger kids listening to the podcast, I know we got one listener for sure who's in midget right now. He's hopefully he's gonna go eventually the junior route. So just maybe kind of for some of the younger listeners who are going from midget to junior, can you kind of talk about how the schedule kind of differs, how it's different, how big the jump is maybe from midget AAA to the SJHL, or even the schedule too? Because I'm assuming obviously in midget you guys have school, so in the SJHLs they're more like film sessions and that kind of stuff going on. And yeah, maybe just a little bit of advice for the younger guys.
Yeah, so we did film every day, pretty much every day. After practice, we would hit a little film session of like how we need to improve our breakouts or like how do we need to improve our forecheck. And then yeah, like after that, we'd kind of just hang out for we'd have like a 2 hour break, something like that. Then you go to the gym, hit a hard workout session because we had a gym membership in Melville also, and then we also had a gym in our locker room in Melville. So you have to like pretty much after you do your first video session, a coach would or trainer would pull you aside, and you'd have to do some sort of physical testing or like something like that. Whereas like you had to do a couple workouts where you had to ride the bike for half an hour or like hit on the bench press or do a lot of workouts with the trainer just so they could see you working out and stuff. And then you would go hit the gym 2 hours later at the other gym where like there's more stuff to do like squats and stuff like that. And they would send you like these workouts that you'd have to hit and like you'd have to mark off what you hit and stuff like that. But yeah, making the jump is definitely I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's definitely like challenging. Like you got to have the mindset to be in junior hockey where like it's a lot. So like you got to have the mindset that you want to be here, like you want to be in Melville, you want to be in junior
Mm-hmm.
A, you know? Because you're playing against 20-year-old guys. You know, like you could be 16 years old playing in that league and you're playing against 20-year-old guys who are double the size of you, double as strong as you, have been in the league so they know how to play it. Like you just kind of got to play smart and you got to play hard. Like that's how for like rookie people, like in the SJ. You just got to play hard. Like, it's a very physical league. It's more physical than the WHL is, and you just got to keep your head in and grind it out. Like, it's a grind, but if you stick to it, it's a grind. You can grind it out.
Yeah, Chase, I wasn't sure if you had something again. I keep seeing your lips
Dude, I'm
going. I'm
just
like,
I'm
this
just
guy jump
intrigued,
off
man. I'm
something.
intrigued. I'm just listening. You know, I'm just I'm locked into the listening right now. But um, yeah, like with the physicality for sure. Like there was a lot of fighting in that league too. Like quite a bit, anyways. I know you got into a couple. I'm obviously not saying everyone should get in a bunch of fights, but you know, run us through a couple of your scraps and yeah, you know, if you want.
Yeah. So being in this league, being a smaller guy, you get picked on a lot of times and stuff. You just can't put up with their shit. Like I know my first season in the first half, I kind of just put up with it because I had a lot of guys around me that would stick up for me, and they liked me a lot. So I had a lot of bigger guys sticking up for me. And then I got like halfway through that season, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna do it myself, you know. And there's a lot of scrums in front of the net where you're ripping off buckies and throwing, not gloves off fight, but you know, just throwing your gloves around and stuff, which I loved being around. It was lots of fun to get being in those tackling situations, little scuffles and stuff like that. Um, and then yeah, just being like a big hitter. You know, I my first year in midget or first year in SJ actually, I halfway through the season I led the league in hits, being a 5'8" guy. I led the league in hits, and next to me was like another bigger guy from Battleford, and yeah, so I'd hit a lot of guys, and a lot of guys would come up to me and ask me to fight and stuff, and you know, you just kind of got to skate away from that kind of stuff. You don't want to pick a fight out of your league. So and then my second year, where I actually got into my one fight that I got into, it was like one of our last games of the season, and we were playing Notre Dame, and we both weren't making playoffs. So I don't know. He kind of did a dirty little hit on one of my buddies, you know, Caden Jury, like I said before. Give him a little hit, so I gave him a shot and asked him and he turned around and asked me if I wanted to go, and bada bang, bada boom, he ended up on the ground, and I ended up walking away with a good one. So yeah, it was lots of fun, honestly. Just got to get that first one under your belt, and after, you know, I was scared to fight before, being small and everything, and these guys are huge, but once you get that first one under your belt, you just kind of feel comfortable and more into the game, honestly. So
Yeah, I'd say. What do you think? The guy you fought was probably 6'1".
yeah,
Maybe
he's
6'1". Yeah.
Yeah, he's 6'1".
And yeah, I saw the clip of the fight. It was pretty sweet. Tucker gave him a good kick.
It was lots of fun, actually.
Yeah. I think you didn't really like that guy very much.
Oh, we actually, so my mom, after the game, she recorded it and went and looked up this guy's, and we were born the exact same day and the same year too. So we were like,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So you're the superior birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently,
Awesome.
like, so we played Notre Dame the next day after that. Apparently, he like got knocked out cold and had a concussion, so he wasn't playing the next day. So that was pretty boosting for me, honestly. But
I bet you played really good that next game.
yeah.
Do you hear that? We got to do to figure out the superior birthdays.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Like, you're jacked, bro. Like, I'm out on that.
No,
He could take
you
you.
lost.
Yeah,
What?
fair, but
He could take you.
you could put me in a head, like a headlock.
I've seen him in the
and I'd be
gym.
done. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty sick. I won't lie. I remember when he sent me that video, I was pretty fired up, and I was like, yeah, he kicked his ass pretty good. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely a boost of confidence. Big boost of confidence.
sure.
It was awesome.
should we go to your last year? Last year of AAA there with the Mills. I know you only played half the season, I think.
Yeah. So
Ish.
my last year would have been my 19 year. Got injured out, so I only played, how many games was it?
I think 20 something.
20 some games. Yeah, I had a pretty slow start to that season, but finally started scoring, finally started getting it under my belt. And then I got hit with one concussion, and then sat out for a month, which really drained me a lot. Being injured and just, I don't know, being around the guys and just not being able to play. So it really took a toll on you, on your mindset, on everything. So then I hopped back in. Took me a couple more games to get back into it, and then in late to early January, I got another concussion. So I was forced to choose, since it was right before the trade deadline, because that's my second one of the year. I was forced to either retire and try again next year for my 20-year-old season, or just try to stay there and try to work it out and maybe get another one, maybe not, you know. So I ultimately chose to come home and try again my 20-year-old season, but my concussion didn't heal good enough before tryouts and everything, so I just chose ultimately to take 2 years off from hockey, and yeah, it was honestly a great 2 years that I took off, and yeah, it was worth it. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't really feel like injuring my brain more than I have to, so.
Yeah. And I know like that year that you went out, you were a big like leadership part of that team too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I had the A strapped to my chest, and no, being a leader, you kind of got to get into stuff more and show the boys, like, I don't know, get them into the
Get
game,
them fired up.
get them fired up. So like you're in the corners more, you're kind of trying to be more aggressive, and yeah, just doing that ended up in, I don't know, couple elbows to the head, couple nasty hits to the brain, and
Yeah.
you catch one wrong hit, and it kind of just turns you around. So
Yeah, I kind of wanted to ask you just before. I do have a question, just kind of about the concussion stuff. But before that, obviously going into Estevan, like you said, you were in A, and then working up into Melville. You're obviously a letter there as well. So it kind of seems like all these places that you go, you seem to end up in those leadership positions. So I just kind of wanted to see if you can give some advice to some younger guys listening to the pod, just kind of what they can do as they go through their seasons with their teams on just how they can kind of take that next step as a leader in the locker room.
yeah, it's just about like the effort you put in, honestly. Like it's you don't have to be the most vocal guy in the room. Like I love the boys. I love chatting it up with the boys and everything like that, but it's more what you show on the ice. Like it's more like of, are you going to make the right play in this season, and are you going to make that right? Are you going to hit that guy? Are you going to step in and stand up for your guys? Are you going to um, rip a guy a new one for doing something stupid in the locker room? Like I remember this one time where this guy on Melville, he had just come my last year there, and he'd come for tryouts. He was part of one of the Sherwood Park trades, so he came in, and he was on my line, and I was standing in front of the net, and he shot the puck, and it hit me, and so he came during the play. He came up and started yelling at me to get the fuck out of the way and stuff like that. Are we allowed to swear on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
He's like, get the fuck out of the way, like. He was trying to rip me a new one, so he was a 20-year-old, so he was a year older than me, but I came off the ice, and I was just screaming at him. I was like, don't you ever fucking talk to me ever again like that. Like, we're a fucking team here. Like, you don't fucking yell at guys on the ice. Talk to me after, talk to me respectfully, talk to me nicely. So then after I ripped a new one on the bench, period ended, and he kind of sat beside me in the locker room, and he started to apologize, and I kind of put him in his place, because he wasn't an asshole on the team, but he definitely was one of the guys who drug a guy down. He's one of those guys who drug a guy down, or like yelled at one of the rookie guys and stuff like that. And being a 20-year-old, it's just not acceptable. So stepping in like that is a big way of getting yourself known as a leadership role, where it's like standing up for guys and doing stuff like that. Big stand-up role.
Well, that's perfect. I think a lot of our younger listeners will appreciate that. And then, kind of going back to the concussion question that I had for you, obviously you come back this year, play in Lumsden. The senior leagues in the Saskatchewan kind of here, they're pretty physical too. So I just kind of wanted to ask about how your head's been feeling throughout the whole season, and kind of what made you feel like this was the year to kind of jump back in.
And just adding on to this question, I do want to say, like, um, obviously, with your style of play, like talk about how your style of play has changed as well, just like going into
Mm-hmm.
senior and
Yeah.
yeah, touch on that.
So like
Good play.
coming into the league, I talked to the coach and everything like that, and he's like, "Yeah, you like if you want to come play, we want you to come play. Like we really need you to come play. But you're gonna have to change up your play style a lot, and like you're playing against 30, 40-year-old dudes like that are double the size of you and weighing double you, you know." So I was like, "Yeah, like knew I had to change it up. Couldn't be as physical." So I got put on a line with two bigger guys, kind of thing, and I kind of just float around now out there and get in the corners when I need to, but try to stay away from the corners. Try to roll out of hits as much as I can. It's it's intimidating going into the league and being a 21-year-old who's not the biggest guy kind of thing, but playing against 30-year-old guys who weigh W. It's intimidating, but you just kind of got to know your role, kind of know when to get into it, play a little bit smarter. You can't be a dummy running around with your head cut off. You gotta scan the ice a lot more. You kind of gotta read where their guys are at all times, and being a winger, D coming down to pinch on you, you kind of got to know where their D man is before you get the puck. So it's a lot more scanning, a lot more less corner time, and a lot more like breaking out of hits and rolling out of hits and stuff like that.
Yeah, what made you decide that this was the year to kind of come back, especially after taking a few years off? Was it the head was feeling good? Were you just kind of getting that itch from not playing? Kind of take us through that a little bit.
So I was definitely getting the itch, but a bunch of the guys on the team, they were like, came up to me and they're like, yeah, like you need to come. Like it's super fun, and it's honestly like it's not that bad. Like you're not going to get hit as much. Plus we got guys who like Bryce Platt, he plays on my line, and big stud. He every time I get touched, he's hitting somebody or giving him a shot in the face or something like that. It's nice to have guys like that who are gonna know are gonna back you up. And then it's kind of it's fun. It's just a fun time to be around the boys. But when I knew it, when I was coaching last year, so I was coaching my little brother's team in Bantam A, and we made it to the finals and the provincial finals and everything like that. Had a really good team, and we lost both. We lost both. We lost both the provincial final and playoff final, and just sitting up there watching it, not being a part of it. Even like watching like Bantam AA or like Bantam A games, it just makes you want to get into the feel. Like I was kind of yelling coach. I was kind of an asshole coach to the refs and everything like that, but
Yeah, we can ask Gino about that.
yeah, it kind of just made me like want to be in there more. Got me into the game, got me engaged, and then I just kind of missed it a lot. So I was like, you know what, this is the year. My head's feeling good, and kind of took a chance. And so far, it's been super good, and changed on my play style. It's been awesome this year and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like the most fun I've had watching you play. Like when you would hit it was sick too, because he was small and he would just like deck these guys. But like just watching like the patience and like just the ability to get the loose pucks and stuff, like it's super impressive the way you can transition. And obviously you're super fast. That's one of your best skills, I'd say.
Yeah.
You absolutely fly. So yeah, I mean, senior is definitely different for you compared to your AAA and junior A years. So yeah, it's definitely been pretty interesting to see your transition and how seamless it was.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like as hard as junior A is, kind of thing, like senior, being in senior A and everything like that, but it's more intimidating, more intimidating. So you kind of you just gotta read read where you can impact kind of thing. And if you have concussion problems, feel like sometimes I feel useless on the ice, but it's kind of just like, that's how your game is, float around, grab pucks when you can, intervene when you can, do the best you can to just, stay out of it, but stay in it at the same time.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's kind of it for the questions that I got, Chase. I don't know if you have any kind of final questions for Tuck here.
Not really. I wanted to touch on the provincials and playoffs quickly. Just how you think you guys are gonna do here. Playoffs obviously is your team is still really really stacked. I know that your provincial team is better. You picked up some more guys. But yeah, just how you think the playoffs are gonna go and how you think provincials are gonna go from this point on.
Yeah. So playoffs is we just played our first game against Belcaris, and I wouldn't say we played great, but we also had a couple guys get injured and get suspended, and like our top two D-men, one guy got suspended, one guy got injured, and so he's missing the game we play tomorrow, playoffs, and so they're both missing the game tomorrow. But we won 6-5 in overtime, which was a grind, but yeah, we finished 19-0 on the season, so we had lots of high hopes coming into the game, and I think we kind of got humbled a little bit, but we know what we need to do for playoffs to win, and then provincials coming off two big series wins, big win coming against Kindersley 10-0, which blowout game. It's a fun game though. Now we play Redverse, which should be a pretty good challenge. They beat Round Lake Bears, so yeah, we're just looking forward to coming into that and showing what we got here, because provincials is a lot of fun. It's a lot higher caliber hockey than playoffs is. It's way faster. It's way harder, and it's just a lot better hockey than playoffs is. So, yeah.
That's a good answer.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome. Last question. Last one. Tough to answer this, but what is your favorite?
No.
What is your favorite hockey memory of all time? It could be literally anything. It could be the first time you remember skating. It could be anything you want.
Favorite hockey memory of all time?
I know, tough question.
It could have to be playing. It could be coaching.
Yeah.
Maybe you got a good memory into an NHL game growing up or something. Just anything hockey related, a story.
Well, one of the best tournament that I ever played in was spring with the junior Cougars, and we went to Minneapolis. We stayed at this hotel called the Grey Wolf, and it is like a water park inside of the hotel by itself. Like, you got the lazy rivers, you got slides and stuff like that, and like being, I don't know, I think we were like 13 years old at this time.
That's sick.
And coming to this tournament, we knew we were like one of the top teams, but we came a little bit early, and our coaches gave us free range to go into the tub and like go on the water slides and stuff like that. So I remember that being a lot of fun. And then another one was I went to Las Vegas for a tournament, and we stayed in a hotel where it was also kind of like a water park trip, but there was a water park in our hotel also, and I don't know, that was that was really cool because it was more open than not being inside the hotel. It was kind of like next to it, but a part of the hotel being outside. And I just remember like being like sunburnt, and most of your guys not being able to put on hockey equipment because you're so burnt, like your shoulder pads are hurting. And in Vegas, like, it's so hot, so the ice is like you can only play in the morning, and by the time you would get to like 11 o'clock, the ice around the boards would start melting, so it'd start to dip down a little bit into the boards. So yeah, it's cool playing in different rinks and playing in all the different places, seeing how different teams play and stuff like that. Can't really remember. I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Love the bus trips in Estevan. Bus trips in Estevan were lots of fun too. Going to like Battleford, nice long bus trip from Estevan to Battleford with the boys was lots of fun. You sneak some alcohol into your backpack on the bus and start drinking some alcohol.
Legally.
Start drinking some beers. Yeah, obviously. Start drinking some
Pre-game.
beers on the bus. And no, after the game. Come on.
He's not an animal.
But it's just all out hockey is a lot of fun. Honestly, I'd say the whole experience of playing junior and AAA and spring league, midget is lots of fun. So
Those are good answers. I like
Yeah.
that.
100%. Thank you for coming on. Oh, they got something cooking up here.
okay,
Okay. No, we're good. I just, you're good.
Okay, fair.
you just tell me a secret.
Thank you for coming on. Obviously, the first Get a Clue guest. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate your time coming on to the pod here, and yeah, we hope to get you on in the future again to tell some more stories and talk about a little bit more about how seniors going, and hopefully we'll get you on after a championship dub, maybe a post championship in the locker room beer kind of pod.
We'll be
Yeah,
dumping
sure.
stuff on him.
I'll send you a FaceTime.
Perfect. There we go.
Okay. No, it was awesome. Thanks for having me, boys. It's lots of fun talking about
Glad you
Hockey
enjoyed.
stuff.
Glad you enjoyed.
yeah, drinking beers with you guys.
Yeah,
and,
hanging out.
yeah, having a good time.
Hit the intro
Yeah.
or outro, D. Hit the outro.
Yeah, please like, follow, comment. We're gonna hopefully get some more guests on here in the future. Especially, we've got a lot of content coming up here too. Friday, I believe, is the trade deadline. So yeah, we might have another little short episode during the week, maybe Friday morning, just kind of talking about the players that are gonna be on the board and all that. And yeah, you know what to do. Until next time,
Get a
Get
Get
a
a clue.
clue.